What if I told you that some of the foods people commonly give their cats could actually make them seriously sick? And one of these foods might already be sitting in your kitchen right now. Some foods can cause stomach upset. Others may damage important organs or trigger dangerous reactions. And the scary part is that many cat owners don't realize the danger until their cat starts showing symptoms. So in today's video, we're going to talk about foods you should stop giving your cat, why they can be dangerous, and what you can give instead. And make sure you stay until the end, because some of the most dangerous foods for cats are ingredients that may be hidden inside ordinary human meals. Let's begin. Number 1. Chocolate. Let's start with one of the most well-known dangerous foods for pets, chocolate. You might already know that chocolate is dangerous for dogs, but it can also be harmful to cats. Chocolate contains substances called theobromine and caffeine. Cats can have difficulty processing these substances, and consuming enough chocolate can lead to serious problems. Depending on the amount and type of chocolate eaten, symptoms may include vomiting, diarrhea, restlessness, an increased heart rate, tremors, or seizures. Dark chocolate and baking chocolate are generally more concentrated than milk chocolate, which means even smaller amounts may be more concerning. The important thing to remember is simple. Don't intentionally give chocolate to your cat. And if your cat has eaten chocolate, especially an unknown or significant amount, contact a veterinarian or animal poison service as soon as possible. Your cat may look curious about your dessert, but that doesn't mean it's a safe treat. Number 2. Onions and garlic. Here's another danger that many cat owners don't think about: onions and garlic. These ingredients are extremely common in human food. They're found in soups, sauces, fried dishes, seasonings, leftovers, and many other meals. The problem is that onions and garlic can damage a cat's red blood cells and may lead to a serious condition called anemia. And it isn't always just a large piece of onion that can be a problem. Onion or garlic may be present in powdered seasonings, sauces, broths, and prepared foods. That's why you should think twice before giving your cat leftovers from your dinner plate. Even if the food looks like plain chicken or meat, ask yourself, was it cooked with onion? Was garlic added? Was it seasoned? Was it prepared with a sauce or broth? If you're not sure, it's safer not to give it to your cat. Plain, properly cooked, unseasoned meat is very different from heavily seasoned human food. Your cat doesn't need the flavorings that we enjoy, and some of those flavorings may actually be dangerous. Number 3. Milk. Now, let's talk about something that surprises a lot of cat owners: milk. We've all seen the image of a happy cat drinking a bowl of milk, but here's the truth. Many adult cats are lactose intolerant. As kittens grow and stop relying on their mother's milk, many produce less of the enzyme needed to properly digest lactose. So when an adult cat drinks cow's milk, it may experience digestive problems. This can include diarrhea, gas, bloating, or stomach discomfort. Not every cat will react in exactly the same way, but milk is not a necessary part of an adult cat's diet. If you want to give your cat something special, there are cat-specific products designed for them. And remember, the most important drink for your cat is usually much simpler: fresh, clean water. Number 4. Grapes and raisins. Next on the list are grapes and raisins. The exact toxic mechanism has not always been fully understood, but these foods have been associated with serious kidney problems in pets. Because the risk can be unpredictable, it's best not to intentionally give grapes or raisins to your cat. Be especially careful with foods that contain raisins. Cookies, breads, cereals, trail mixes, and desserts may contain ingredients that don't seem dangerous at first glance. This is another reason why human snacks aren't always safe cat treats. Your cat may only want a tiny bite, but when it comes to potentially toxic foods, it's better not to take chances. Number 5. Alcohol. This one may seem obvious, but it's still important to mention. Never give alcohol to your cat. That includes alcoholic drinks, foods containing significant amounts of alcohol, or allowing your cat to lick spilled beverages. Cats are much smaller than humans, and even relatively small exposures can potentially cause serious poisoning. Symptoms may include vomiting, poor coordination, breathing problems, tremors, or more severe complications. Keep alcoholic drinks away from your pets, clean spills quickly, and never assume that a tiny amount is harmless. Your cat doesn't need to taste what you're drinking. Fresh water is the safest choice. Number 6. Raw dough. Here's a food that many people may not think about: uncooked yeast dough. If a cat consumes raw dough containing yeast, the dough may continue expanding inside the warm environment of the stomach. This can create dangerous complications. In addition, fermentation can produce alcohol. That's why raw bread dough should always be kept out of your cat's reach. If you're baking at home, don't leave dough sitting on a counter where a curious cat can investigate it. Cats are curious creatures, and sometimes curiosity leads them directly to something they should never eat. Number 7. Xylitol and sweetened products. Now, pay close attention to this one. Some sugar-free products contain a sweetener called xylitol, which can be extremely dangerous for certain animals. It's commonly associated with severe poisoning in dogs. The risk and effects in cats are less clearly established, but because sweeteners and processed foods can vary, and pets should not consume products containing potentially hazardous ingredients, it is best to keep them away from your cat. Xylitol may be found in products such as sugar-free gum, candy, some peanut butter products, dental products, baked goods, and other sugar-free items. Always check the ingredients of products before allowing your pet anywhere near them. And remember, just because something is labeled sugar-free doesn't mean it's pet safe. Number 8. Cooked bones. Now, let's talk about something that many cat owners accidentally give: cooked bones. You might think giving your cat a leftover chicken bone is natural. After all, cats eat meat, right? But cooked bones can splinter into sharp pieces. Those pieces may cause choking or injuries inside the mouth or digestive tract. So if you are preparing chicken, fish, or other meat for your cat, make sure there are no dangerous bones left behind. A small bone can become a big problem. When in doubt, don't give it. Foods such as chips, heavily salted meat, instant noodles, processed snacks, and salty leftovers are not appropriate regular treats for cats. Remember, your cat's nutritional needs are very different from yours. What tastes delicious to us may be completely unnecessary for them. Number 10. Tuna every single day. Now this one needs a little explanation. Tuna is not necessarily toxic to cats. In fact, many cats absolutely love it. But feeding tuna as a major part of your cat's daily diet can create problems. A cat needs a complete and balanced diet containing the right amounts of protein, vitamins, minerals, fats, and other nutrients. Human tuna alone is not designed to provide everything your cat needs. If your cat becomes obsessed with tuna, they may also refuse their regular food. So an occasional small amount of appropriate tuna may be different from feeding it every day as your cat's main diet. The key is balance. Your cat's primary diet should generally be a complete and balanced food formulated specifically for cats. Number 11. Dog food as a regular diet. Here's something else that people sometimes do when they run out of cat food. They give their cat dog food. A small accidental meal is different from feeding it regularly. But cats have unique nutritional requirements. Cats are obligate carnivores, meaning they require nutrients that are naturally obtained from animal-based sources, and that must be properly provided in their diet. Dog food is formulated for dogs, not cats. So while a cat may eat dog food once in an emergency, it should not become their regular diet unless a veterinarian specifically recommends something different. Your cat needs food designed for a cat's nutritional requirements. Number 12. Raw or undercooked meat and eggs. Raw feeding is a complicated topic, and it's important not to assume that raw food is automatically safer or more natural. Raw or undercooked animal products can carry bacteria and parasites that may cause illness. Raw egg whites can also interfere with the absorption of certain nutrients when fed excessively. If you're considering a homemade or raw diet, it's important to speak with a veterinarian or a qualified veterinary nutrition professional. A homemade diet may look healthy, but if it isn't properly balanced, your cat may develop nutritional deficiencies over time. The safest approach is not to simply copy recipes you find online. Your cat's health depends on getting the correct nutrients in the correct amounts. So what should you give your cat instead? After hearing all of these foods, you might be wondering, what can I safely give my cat? The foundation of your cat's diet should be a complete and balanced cat food appropriate for their age and health needs. Fresh water should always be available. If you want to offer occasional treats, choose treats specifically made for cats. Some cats may also tolerate small amounts of plain, properly cooked, unseasoned meat as an occasional treat. But before adding new foods to your cat's diet, especially if your cat has an existing health condition, it's always a good idea to ask your veterinarian. And remember, treats should not replace your cat's regular balanced meals. What if your cat accidentally eats something dangerous? If your cat has eaten a potentially toxic food, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Try to identify exactly what your cat ate. How much did they eat? When did they eat it? Does the product have an ingredient label? Do not try to force your cat to vomit unless a veterinarian specifically tells you to do so. Some home remedies can actually make the situation worse. Instead, contact your veterinarian or an appropriate animal poison service for advice as soon as possible. The faster you can provide accurate information, the easier it may be for a veterinary professional to determine what needs to happen next. And watch for signs such as vomiting, diarrhea, weakness, drooling, difficulty breathing, tremors, unusual behavior, loss of coordination, or seizures. But don't wait for symptoms to appear if you know your cat has eaten something potentially dangerous. Some toxins can cause internal damage before obvious symptoms develop. We love sharing things with our cats. We share our homes, our beds, our time, and sometimes the safest way to show your cat you care is by saying, "No, this isn't for you." That tiny piece of food may seem harmless, but depending on what it contains, it could lead to stomach problems, nutritional deficiencies, or even a veterinary emergency. So before you give your cat a bite